Hello everyone and welcome to our brief session on the student view of Google Classroom. To get started as a student within Google Classroom, you can see here I have my browser opened up and I'm going to use my browser to go out to Google Classroom. Now there's a couple ways that we can do it if you're a first-time user. The first way is I can go to classroom.google.com up in the upper left-hand corner in our browser bar, or if I'm on the Google homepage here, I can come over here out of the right-hand side, click on our waffle, and select Google Classroom. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to jump into a course and take a look around. So what I'm going to do is I want to enter our English 11 course. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the English 11 title here on my Google Classroom homepage. And that's going to bring us to our classroom stream. So by default, Google Classroom will always bring us to this stream page, and I just want to review all the information that's available to us through the stream. So the first thing that you'll notice is underneath our title is our Google Meet link. So if we are meeting virtually for class at any given time, our instructor can have this link turned on. And all I have to do when it's time to join that meet for the class is I don't have to go to my calendar, I don't have to check my email, I don't have to do anything along those lines. I can just come to my classroom, click on the Google Meet link, and it'll automatically take me to my Google Meet for class that particular day. Some of the other options that we have is underneath here on the left hand side. You'll see the upcoming box here, so that's basically telling me all of the due dates that I have coming up within the next few days, and depending on how many due dates there are, it'll depend on how big this particular box is. So this will give me a quick snapshot of all the work that I have upcoming in this particular classroom. This middle section here, think of it as kind of your social media feed for your classroom. So as I kind of scroll down here, you can see all of the content that my instructor's been posting, from assignments to just general material that I may need for reference throughout the course. You'll also see that our instructor can post direct messages to us, very similar to the way that Facebook, or in less contrast, Twitter work. You can see our instructor can post a message here. They can add content, so in this case, they've added a quick video for us to watch. And then you can see when you're finished, please answer the question above. So our instructors posted a question for us to be able to go in and access and answer after we've watched the video. So as a student, all I would have to do is click on that video to open it up, and I'm not going to play it through. But here's my YouTube video. I can watch it through. When I'm all done, I can click outside of my video to bring us back to classroom. I can add a classroom comment and say something along the lines of, "This was really informative." And please note, some instructors don't let you comment on these posts, so if you don't see that comment box right away, it may just mean that your instructor hasn't turned it on for you to use. So I'm going to add my classroom comment. I'm just going to post it. So now you can see Joe Chill has posted a comment on that particular post. And now after I've watched that video, if I want to go in and answer that question that they posted, I can now click on this question right above it. And you can see our question: what are the most substantial differences that you see between the 1920s and now? I'm just going to go ahead and type in the technology. So as a student, I can come in, I can create my answer, I can type it in the box, and then I can turn it in. So basically when I hit turn in, that's going to let my instructor know that I've answered the question, and they can go in and review it. So when I'm ready as a student, all I have to do is select turn in, and that'll post the answer to my particular question. So as more students post answers, I can go in and I can select this classmate answers tab, because I'm the only student in the classroom. We're not going to see anything there, but you do have that option to go in and kind of see the different feedback that other students within the classroom have. And if I want to go back to our classroom stream, all I would have to do is I can either hit the back button in our browser in the upper left hand corner here, or if I click on our little main menu hamburger icon here, I can just scroll back down, click on English 11, and it'll bring me right back to our classroom stream. One of the things you'll notice about the classroom stream, and especially if you have an instructor that's very active, is as I scroll down, you can see there's a lot of different content that they're posting at any given time. And Organizationally, it's a little all over the place. So you can see there's just a bunch of random titles here, kind of set up all over the place, and it can be kind of hard to follow. Luckily, what Google Classroom has provided students is in the middle area here, we have our Stream tab right up at the top, and next to that we have our Classwork tab. So if you like to have things a little more visually organized, I can come in and I can select this Classwork tab. And what that's going to do is that's going to bring me to all of the content that my instructor has posted, but you can see our instructor has gone in and kind of posted that content in a more organized fashion. So now I can see everything within my Great Gatsby unit, and you can see we're just getting started here, but I can see all of the content that's available to me. Now, a few of the icons that you see here, you saw the same thing within our stream, so you can see our little question here. You can see our little bookmark icon for material, and then you can see our blue icons for assignments. The difference between the colors is, in this case, our question, because we just answered our question and we've turned it in, it's basically no longer active, so it's grayed out. So that's letting me know a quick visual cue that I've already answered that particular question. Underneath here, these bookmark icons, because it's just material, there's nothing that needs to be turned in. It's just content for me to look at. So if I were to click on this pre-reading area, what you'll see is we have a little message from our instructor saying before we begin the model, the following documents are here to give us historical context. And there's a bunch of PDFs for me to look at. So I can go in at any point, click on those PDFs, and they'll open right up for me and I'll be able to read through them. So this is just material that my instructor's left for me to be able to have access to. To minimize that, if I just click on that pre-reading title right up at the top, it'll minimize it again. And then underneath here, you'll see there's the Great Gatsby presentation. So this is kind of an introductory presentation to the Great Gatsby. And when I click on that, it's going to give us a link out to a Google Slides presentation. Like I said before, because this is material, this is just there for my review to be able to go through and kind of click through. So if I click on that, it's going to open up the presentation in Google Slides, and you'll see that I have only view-only rights. But now I can click through some of the different content that's available to us, and I have kind of a quick way to be able to access notes from that day, or to at least access the presentation that my instructor created. So you can see this is kind of the content that's up here. When we get to assignments, what you'll see is underneath our three kind of icons up here, our questions and our material, we now see our assignments in blue. So these are things that are active, and these are things that I haven't turned in yet. So what you'll notice is I have the Great Gatsby Chapter 1 and 2 assignment that needs to be clicked on and addressed. So when I click on that, what that's going to do is it's going to open up at the assignment, and right here it says, please complete the attached review questions for chapters 1 and 2 of the Great Gatsby. And what you'll see, it gives me access to a Google Doc, and you can see because it's Google Classroom, it automatically adds my name to it. So I don't have to worry about like filling out my name or anything along those lines. All I have to do to access the assignment now is select the document, and it's going to open up. So what's a little different now with a Google Classroom assignment as compared to a regular Google Doc is up here in the upper right hand corner next to our share icon, there's this turn in icon. So if I were to go in and answer all of my questions here, and in this case, I'm going to be very ambiguous and say, he explains himself well. And I can answer my question. I can go through, I can type in all of the answers for all of my questions. And when I'm ready, I can come up to the turn in area, select turn in, and it's going to ask if I want to add any classroom comments, or if I want to add a private comment to my instructor over here on the right hand side. I can add a little comment and say, you know, I really struggled with this. And this way it lets the instructor know that I'm having trouble and that they can reach out to me with any further kind of questions that they need to ask me. So I'm going to go ahead and send that private comment. And then if I'm happy with my assignment, I'm going to go ahead and turn it in. So you can see it prompts me, am I sure I want to turn it in? And when I do, you'll notice that now that icon has changed from assigned turned in. And you'll also see that if I'm not happy with it or I accidentally hit submit too early, I have the ability to come in and unsubmit that assignment. So if I click on that quickly, it'll basically pull it back. So it'll basically let my teacher know that this assignment has yet to be finished. But now let's say I am happy with that assignment. I'm going to go ahead and turn it in one more time to let the instructor know that I'm happy with the assignment and I'm now submitting it for a grade. So I've completed my assignment here, and I can either click on our tab right here to go back to our classwork because that'll stay open, or just like before, I can click on our main menu, go back to our English 11 classroom, and click on our classwork. And you'll notice when I click on that classwork, there's our Great Gatsby Chapter 1 and 2 assignment, and you can see now that it's grayed out, so it's letting me know that it's been turned in. Underneath that, we have the Great Gatsby Chapter 1 and 2 quiz. And I do want to kind of show you what it looks like, the difference between kind of a Google Doc assignment as compared to an actual quiz. So if I go ahead and click on the Great Gatsby Chapter 1 and 2 quiz, what you'll notice is that the format looks very similar to what it looked like with our assignment. But you'll notice that when I click on this now, it's now going to open up a Google form, or in this case, a Google form kind of quiz. So you can see instead of having that kind of document to be able to edit and manipulate, now I would have to come in and say, and I'm just going to write in, I don't know, just to kind of put something in the box. But then once I go through and answer all of my questions, I can go ahead and hit submit, and that will submit my quiz for a grade. So very similar to the way that we did with our assignment. In this case, we're just submitting a Google form in the form of a quiz. So I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. And you can see my quiz. Because it's an essay, we're not going to get instant feedback on it. So I can click view score, but we're not going to have correct answers until our instructor goes in and reviews everything. But once I'm all done with my quiz, I can go ahead and close out of this. And if I click on my classwork tab again, just to kind of refresh it, you can see that now that quiz has been taken and it's all set and ready to go. So that's kind of the classwork view of how we access and look at our content within Google Classroom. We can either do it through our stream, so we can kind of see things sequentially as they've been posted by date. Or if we like that more organized view, there's an even easier way within the classwork tab to access that content. So over here in the upper left-hand corner, we have the View Your Work tab. And if I go ahead and click on that, what that's going to do is give me a snapshot of all of the homework within my course and whether or not it's been graded. So you can see here, by default, it shows me everything that I have within that classroom. And you can see I have 3 assignments that were turned in. One of them I did turn in late, so that's probably going to count against me. And then at the very bottom, you can see I have one that's been returned to me with a grade already assigned. So I can get a quick snapshot of all of the work that I've done within my course by just clicking on that View Your Work tab. You can also see I can kind of click on the categories on the left-hand side to be able to go through. By default, like I said, it goes to all. I can click on assigned, but I don't have any assigned work at the moment. I can click on returned, which is going to show me that quiz that was returned to me. And then any missing assignments that I have, I can click on that tab and it'll show me those as well. So I just wanted to kind of give you a quick overview of what that looks like. So instead of digging through your assignments through the classwork tab, you can just click on the View Your Work tab and be able to access all of the assignments that you've been assigned within the course.